We are smack dab in the middle of pumpkin spice everything and spoopy scary skeleton season, and I am loving it. But this might also be one of my favorite years of fall book releases because there were so many diverse, amazing, fun books that came out this fall, so let's talk about them right now. You probably heard us all talk about this book ad nauseum, but I'm still going to say that Vengeful by V.E. Schwab is one of the best sequels and one of the best books that I have read in the fall and this year. With Vicious being a twisted, morally gray superhero, supervillain story, this was the unexpected sequel that no one asked for, but we definitely wanted. It was a villain extravaganza if there ever was one, and the strong female characters in this are so messed up. I absolutely loved it. A sequel I most definitely wanted and most definitely asked for was Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. It's messing up my light, so we're gonna keep it at a very strong angle here. I'm going to say that Strange the Dreamer is my favorite book. It is so beautifully written. It is such an interesting story. It has that like legend fairy tale aspect to it with like magic creatures and powers and gods and monsters. It's just so good. And Muse of Nightmares was a bombastic sequel. We have ghosts and god spawn and multiple different rips in the fabric of reality, and that's all I'm going to tell you if you want to read this, because this was so cool. It closed so many storylines, it opened so many doors that it's everything Laini Taylor touches is magic, and I love her so very much. And then a book that I was part of the blog tour for, which I will remember, I will link down below to my blog, personal blog, blogspot.blog/#blog. And that was Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd, which is a super cool French witches and goblins fairy tale retelling. Our main characters are beasties, which are animals enchanted to become human by a witch, and then the witch that they are under dies, and they have 3 days to renew the spell, or they are going to become animals once again, and they are chased throughout the streets of Paris, and we go into a goblin world and a cool elevator that goes to different worlds and different floors, and it was fast-paced, it was magical, and it was murderous. It was such an interesting read, so if you like Holly Black or Stephanie Garber, this definitely is a book for you. Now, everybody knows that I love my creepy fairies, I love my fairy tales, I love my fairy tale retellings. This book was a retelling of The Wild Swans, which is one of my favorite lesser-known fairy tales, and it did not disappoint, and that is Blanca and Roja by Anna Marie McLemore. In the family of these two sisters, girls are always born as twins, and one is claimed by the swans to become a swan, and the other girl lives on as human. And these two sisters love each other so much that they are willing to go to extremes to make sure that one of them does not get taken. There is a big LGBTQ theme in here that I was not expecting, that I really enjoyed. Very different, and I loved how each sister thought about each other and how the original fairy tale came into play, and it was just magical and melancholy and a beautiful book overall. So if you like fairy tale retellings, this one is going to be your next favorite. Now, if you're not really into the fairy tale thing and you're like, Rachel, I like Gossip Girl, I grew up on 90210, all I want is the hot goss and the drama, then I have a book for you. It's also a fantasy, but wait, what's it pitched as? Three Dark Crowns meets Pretty Little Liars, and it did not disappoint. That is Rule by Ellen Goodlett. This is a story about three girls who find out that they are all heirs to a throne, and fight amongst yourselves, ladies, and we'll see who wins. There's an interesting element of companionship in this novel because they are pitted against each other so early that they don't really become friends, but at the same time there is an evil plot going on that they have to solve a mystery to, so like the companionship and the way that they're willing to like team up and like take stuff on even though they don't really like each other was a really interesting twist, and I really liked each of their characters, and I have absolutely no idea who is behind all of it yet. It's bothering me, so if anybody wants to read it and then report back to me and we can have a chat, that'd be real great. And lastly, one of my favorites of the fall, which is an unexpected favorite. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with Mackenzie Lee because The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy is one of my favorite books of the year. I love how much Felicity's story is so different from Monty's, but obviously they're siblings, so you can definitely see some of that Montague sass coming through. It's fast-paced and intense and has a whole bunch of feminism and girl power, and then also like a bunch of medical terms and I have no idea what they mean, but like also sea monsters. So if you like that, this is a sequel I definitely recommend picking up. So there are some of my fall favorites, so please leave down below if you have your own fall favorites, because I could have put in way more. There's quite a few honorable mentions, but I didn't want this video to be like 20 minutes long, and it's also, when I'm currently filming this, quite late in the evening, so I'm sorry for the late upload time, but, you know, leave stuff down below, we can discuss, and I'll stay up late. Make sure to tune in to our live chat at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube on Sunday, like always, and I hope to see you guys all there.